All right, I'm back again. Got the baby with me. Dad's a gamer. But just like I did with the video for updates for season one, the rest of season one, and also updates coming for season two, this is just another article that Bungie put out for Marathon discussing what went well, things they learned, and future things coming for the seasons coming up. Again, I'm just going to read through this just to get a little bit of idea of what they're talking about. Not really going to give too much of my opinion on a few things. We'll leave that for the video when I talk with the boys, because we're going to be discussing this as well. So, let's start it off. What went well? Out the gate. It was exciting to see the core community build around the tense survival experience we created, the sheer number of stories the community has shared of their moments running across the planet, battling the UESC, getting into heated fights with other runners, and yes, sometimes dying from errant tick nest or poison plant were overwhelmingly inspiring, more like irritating to me. The love we've seen for the world we've created has been unimaginably exciting as well. Fan art, lore videos, video edits, and music shares have become a common staple of our internal chats. For all this and more, we are highly thankful for the community that has come to join us for this first season. You are the first reason why we do this, and our gratitude is for all you cannot be expressed enough. So things that went well. We launched Cryo Archive, our first in-game map and ranked mode. We launched our experimental queue, including experiments around duos and sponsor kit queues, which I think very helpful for the sponsor kit queues for sure. Duos, just because some people only have one person to play with, which is a good tactic, and other people don't like playing with random people. So that's a good thing, I think. Can't hurt queue times, but it is what it is. We tackled a variety of balance patches and hot fixes we've seen problems in the live game. Yeah, definitely faster than what they've done with Destiny for sure. Can definitely speak to that. Definitely a lot faster. We launched the mid-season carry initiative focused on playing with and against others in new ways. With each release, we've been learning and getting better at understanding the needs of our live game operations and upgrading. Well, we've seen opportunities, but as many of you know, Season 1 has not been without any hiccups and challenges. So let's discuss these a bit. What we have learned. Developing a new game is always a challenge, and creating a live game in 2026 is no simple effort. There are millions of moving parts to a game, especially a player-driven and systems-dense game such as Marathon. Let's start at a high level with some themes we've observed around the Marathon game and community. Marathon is overwhelming to learn. Yes, it is. First thing we've said, very overwhelming. For casual gamers, dad gamers, mom gamers, parents that game casually, this is not going to, the way they have it set up right now is not going to be a game that they want to continue playing just because of how overwhelming it is. So, Marathon for new players can be overwhelming experience. After a short tutorial, you're often thrown into the fire to learn a lot of concepts. Yes, you are. Navigate a lot of screens. Oh, yes, you are. Filter through a ton of loot and build muscle memory with a lot of mechanics fairly quickly in a hostile environment where other players can bring you down and take your stuff. Absolutely. And for me, it doesn't bother me. For other people, it's a pain point that will cause people not to come back and play the game for sure. All right. 2. It is easy to hit a wall if you're not spending a lot of time, don't have a consistent crew, or not super skilled. Matches can feel like a death spiral for some players. You kit up, you go in, you die to spawn rush, or someone gets the jump on you as you're looting. Faction progress can feel like a slog. Yes, it does. You struggle to get mats, materials. That's what mats are, and credits out to upgrade. Yep. You rarely get out that loot, and the end game of Cryo can feel so far away as you itch your way toward the precious hours you have to play every week, and doing it solo just makes it all harder. Absolutely. I've consistently said I can play for an hour and get nothing done. I've had fun, but if you're actually trying to gather mats, materials, whatever, so you can upgrade things, it's not very helpful, especially for the casual dad gamer or casual mom gamer. Still figuring out the balance mix of the in-game bubbles, nade spam, and snipers can make it feel like every engagement at the end game with all the stuff everyone has accumulated is chaotic, fast, and stressful in a bad way. Taking time to make important tactical decisions can feel like a luxury. Spawn rushing and lobby clearing are dominant strategies that pull the pacing too far and make matches too predictable. Matchmaking can be a blessing or a curse. Yeah, and sometimes the maps just everyone is just hiding. I don't know. It can be both, really. In my opinion, it can be both. Sometimes I think the maps need more people on it. Sometimes I think the maps don't need. You can take away some people, but it is what it is. Sometimes you don't want to sweat. Absolutely. Gripping your precious loot every moment as you creep your way to the exfil while spinning your head around like a chicken to make sure another runner doesn't drop on top of you with a shotgun is a fun and intense experience, but after a few runs of that, sometimes you need to power down and just want to frag out to relax and play a different way. It's hard to find that chill moment in Marathon. There is no chill moment in Marathon. Absolutely not. There's never a chill moment in Marathon. Gripping, as we begin learning these lessons, we've also been experimenting and observing some additional areas to help us explore avenues to improve Marathon. Sponsor Marsh/Perimeter, sponsor kits, our matchmaking systems. Yes. All right, let's go back to that. Sponsored Marsh Perimeter. Helpful to create more chill environment to play, especially if you've just been stomped or want to focus on getting some quests done over duking it out for loot. A lot of people have been playing the sponsor kit queues, and we're excited to see how it's helped the overall loot of the economic gain and progression. Oh yeah, absolutely. This has been very good to see. I mean, to me, it's just kind of like playing Call of Duty or Battlefield because everybody starts off the same, but it does help quite a bit. Sponsor kits can be a good way to up the floor of the season and help recovery. Escalating from lower end kits to middle and end kits over the season can make it easier to get back in the fight, especially for players who play less. Yes, absolutely. Casual people need something like this for sure. Shoot, even myself, honestly. Our matchmaking systems need different dimensions. In season one, we were focused on making sure players with less experience and knowledge were being kept away from those with more. This results in some good, which is newer players being protected from longer, and some bad, which is some unfortunate small pooling happening in the later parts of the season. The result was a constant battle we fought between match quality and queue times. Yeah, I can definitely say the last few weeks, it has taken 5 to 10 minutes sometimes. Not 10 minutes, but maybe like 5 to 7 minutes to actually get in queue. Or at least that's what it feels like. So I don't know if that means I'm bad or good, but either way, it's still taking longer. We need to be careful how many queues we're running. Throughout the season, we added more queues with inevitable split the population more and led to some increased queue times. Yep. As we go into further seasons, we want to be more judicious with how we handle the amount of queues better. Yeah, I think the more of the sponsor kits or the enhanced sponsor kits that people can use, even if they die, can just buy those to have a good footing. I mean, let us go against the harder people. Because I'm probably one of the people that gets put in for the new people. If we have enhanced kits, it makes no difference if we go against harder people. It just makes people better. Now, if you want to protect people that's coming into the game initially, fine. But eventually, if they're still playing the game, then let them go against the harder people. In my opinion. All right. Where do we want to go? When we were bringing Marathon out for players, our aspirations started with a simple statement. We want players to experience the thrill and danger of surviving on the edge of the explored universe. Our plan is to commit to the mission by both going deeper and expanding on that definition. To that end, we want to main paths that we're walking down, starting with Season 2. A better seat-gripping experience with more mind-bending sci-fi. Ooh, okay. All right. First and foremost, we want to continue to evolve the challenging and intense experience that our players have come to love while leaning forward further into the wild world we've created. We want to build it with new content and systems that challenge you in new ways to grow, collaborate, and compete with one another in your quest to thrive in Tau Ceti's deadly environments. New zones, new challenges, new changes and variants, new shields, new weapons, new equipment, and loot galore. New systems that change how you progress in a season, new contracts that add the journey of exploration and gaining favor with the factions, and changes to paths of game that meaningfully help you re-examine what you already know. In Season 2, we'll be starting with the journey with some new things we'll be adding to the mix, including a new dimension of challenge with Night Marsh, a new defensive runner shell sentinel, new weapons and equipment, a revamp of how you acquire runner shell stats to give you more options with the cradle. I cannot wait to see what that is. I'm so interested what that is. And increased progression rates for factions and runner levels. That cradle can be very, if implemented right, can be so good for new players. Beyond Season 2, we're working on some interesting ideas that will help to escalate the game and bring new areas of Tau Ceti to life. As we develop this new content, we're focusing on how we bring new and interesting challenges to the game for both veterans and newcomers alike. Just to note, these ideas are in development, and so in the interest of transparency, we're going to enumerate them below, but they're likely to take better shape and change as we learn more over Season 2. All right, a new zone that leans more into alien elements and mind warping debuffs. New enemies from Tau Ceti and beyond, big and small alike. New weapons that fill out the battery side of the arsenal. New weapons to exfil that create interesting trade-offs between how much you loot and carry versus how much there are. Ooh, interesting. We're also dedicating a strong effort to smoothing out the experience and solving issues we already see, as well as any new issues that arise in a quick and a responsive manner. This includes not only balance changes and improvements to the user experience, but also ensuring you can find good value in playing a little as well as playing a lot. And you can better find the right challenges for your gear and skill level as you grow in the game. In Season 2, we'll be adding duos, rotating queues. In Season 2, we'll be adding a new matchmaking system that helps players find better quality matches with more flex to higher end players. Okay, all right, we'll see how that goes. In Season 2, we'll be expanding the max size of your vault. I cannot wait for that. God, I cannot wait. In Season 2 and beyond, we'll be working on a set of UX improvements to help make setting goals and getting into a match smoother. For Season 3, Season 3? We're working on improving our onboarding experience to make it less overwhelming for new players. Good idea. Season 3 and beyond, we're making changes to contract system to improve how you interact with priority and other contracts. All right. I would more like that start working on in Season 2. Trying to get that experience better, but it is what it is. The second theme is about how we want to evolve Marathon as a whole to be an experience where you can find more novel ways to play, where you're stressed out from nail-biting runs and just need to cool off and have fun with the stress, without the stress. Options where you can go full sweat or lean back and chill. This means new ways to play that accommodate different friend groups, moods, and time availability to allow you to experience the thriving survival of Tau Ceti in the way that fits your needs. Season 2, we'll be experimenting with 2 modes, one of the beginning of the season and one towards the middle/latter half of the season. The experimental modes at the beginning of the season will focus more on PvE, but with a little touch of PvP. The second experimental mode will be a PvE only mode that focuses on crew being tasked with completing objectives together and making some progress across matches. We'll continue to run experimental queues beyond these two, offering for Season 2 and beyond, testing the waters around other mechanics, such as perhaps a more purely PvP-focused mode, with the potential for these to become part of the core game loop or permanent new ways to play. We just can't create too many, because you're going to further create longer queues if you have too many things. And I get it. You want to appease people with PvE and to get more people to play the game. Definitely get that. But don't create too many queues, please. Big things coming down the line. So far, let's talk about the future. Let's wrap up with one last reflection on this year-long journey we're going to take together. All right, now and after. If this were a recording, this is where I pause the music and bring my hands together and start thoughtfully off the distance. I'd begin to say something, then probably stop myself and take a few deep breaths before continuing. Can we just stop with that, bro? Just get to the meat. All right. To look more directly at our plans and goals for the next year. Season 2 is on the horizon, and we'll be sowing the seeds for a lot of our future plans via new content such as Sentinel and Night March systems, and experiments around new play modes that become more permanent in the future. Season 3, we're planning to introduce a lot, and I mean a lot, of revisions to our early experience, including big updates to Perimeter alongside a new runner shell and additional no spoilers content. Season 4? What? No. All right. Can I just say, if they've already got working on Season 3, 4, and it looks like Season 5, I don't know what they're going to do with Destiny. Because they have to have moved so many people over to Marathon to even start working on all these seasons. So, all right, we got to have a conversation about Destiny later too then. All right, Season 4. We're focusing on building more depth into the existing extraction loop, okay? Season 5, we're looking at bringing the whole ecosystem of PvPvE play together and involving our weird sci-fi world in new ways, okay? For those of you who have joined us on this journey, we want to thank you. Your feedback, your endless support, and your passion have become the echoing chant that fuels us to conjure new ideas, create new solutions to problems, and have fun doing it. We're excited for you to join us as we grow this game around you and the community you've created. For those of you who may be on the fence about whether or not we're the right game for you, thank you as well. We're excited to welcome you when you're ready to take the dive. So keep checking back with us as we walk this journey. And if you get the itch, we'll be more than happy to have you. All right, this is where I hit the stop button. I've written a lot of words. Time to get back to work and turn words into releases. Thank you. Yeah, that is a lot of information to take. I definitely get what they're trying to do. The fact that they're already working on Season 3, 4, and 5. Yeah, they're taking a lot of bandwidth from Destiny, which a lot of people are still going to be very upset about. But we got a lot to talk about it when we talk with the boys. So let me know your thoughts after hearing that news, and also check out the video when it comes out, when I talk with the boys more in depth about everything going on with Marathon. Until then, hit that like, share, subscribe button, and just remember, Dad's a gamer. All right, we're out.